Hi there, and welcome to my channel. This is video number 5 in a series of a whole bunch of videos on sales. My name is Rich, and I wrote the book, The Incredible Salesman and Secret Sauce, which is also available on Amazon, but I won't do too much plugging on that. And also mentioned in a few of my other previous videos, I don't like to edit, so if I screw up, you get what's coming out at the time. So ahead of what I might go through the presentation, just want to give you a heads up on that stuff. It is Monday when I record. This whole idea behind this is I've been doing sales for many years. I even started with Burroughs Corporation, so I'm kind of dating myself with that. And one of the things I've learned is there seems to be a particular pattern that seems to be working. Even when I was with Amazon, I had like a $1 million quota and brought in over 130 million in sales. So right now, this is apparently something that's working very well. If it changes in the future, I'll update my presentations. Just want to kind of give you some ideas on this, some nuggets. And again, I don't want to go on and on lengthy detail about my past and all that stuff. It's all in my book, but not to plug that. But definitely look forward to giving you this presentation. Hopefully it can be a few nuggets for you. In some of my previous presentations and previous videos, and I'll put the links below, I talked about how you go about finding contacts, how you build your contact list, how you put an email together, and then what do you do after you've done all that. Now, along with that, this kind of tells you, and this is why I'm doing this on a Monday, how many of these things you need as far as emails and calls and stuff like that you need to go out. And that's what I call the funnel management. So again, probably a lot of you are already familiar with this, but just want to kind of give you my perspective on that. So in fact, let me go ahead and just stay with this format that I have right here, if that's okay, because then you can see the slides and not too painful to go through pretty quickly. So basically, I called this video number 5, funnel management, kind of keeping it simple. And there are a lot of different things to funnel management. One is determining the quota, and I'll just kind of do these things real quick. And this is kind of like reverse engineering. But if your sales department says, or you're running an organization, you have to come up with $1 million in revenue for the year. From this, then you want to be able to go back and find out, all right, here's $1 million. What's your average deal size? So this will give you an idea of the total amount of deals you need. Determine the number of prospects you need. And this, I'll take you through each one of these steps. Number of suspects you need for 1 million, and determine the calls. So basically, if you make so many calls, that'll provide so many suspects, that'll provide so many prospects, so many deals, and what your quota is. So let me slow down a little bit. I'm probably kind of talking kind of fast on this. So this is basically how you get your quota. So if your quota is $1 million, and let's say you find out from the executives in the company, or you've determined that your average deal size is 100,000, then you'll know that you need about 10 deals, times 100,000 is $1 million. If it's not, this really isn't rocket science. If you have 20 deals and let's say at $50,000, then you need 20 deals, and so on and so forth. If you're fortunate enough to work in a company that only needs 1 million in sales and your average deal size is $1 million, hey, you only need one deal. So hopefully that's making a little bit of sense on that. So we started from the quota side of it. Now from that, we're getting backwards and finding out how many prospects you need to get the 1 million in sales. So what we're assuming here, and this is again, if you have history in the company from other people, then you can know that there's about a 25% conversion rate, meaning that for every 4 deals you're working, you're going to get 1 deal. Now, if you don't know what this number is, then basically you can start tracking it in the beginning and see how many prospects you actually need. So from here, what I've done is I said, okay, I need 4 prospects for every deal at a 25% conversion rate. That means that, and hopefully this math isn't getting too crazy for you, you need 4 prospects times 40 times 10 deals, again, getting back to the $1 million a deal, which is 40 prospects. And if you look at that, that's probably about a $4 million pipeline, because you're looking at 40 prospects, potentially 100,000 apiece. That's 44 million in sales. So from this point, you have 40 prospects equals 1 million in sales. Again, 40 prospects are going to convert into 10 deals. And again, that's where I get the 10 deals. All right, so now you have prospects. Let's look and see how many suspects you need to turn into the prospects. Same type of thing, 25% conversion rate. So you take 4 suspects times 40 prospects, because that's about how many that you need right here to get 1 million in sales, is 160 suspects. And again, you're assuming that you need 4 suspects for every prospect. If you have 160 suspects, then you have enough in your pipeline, theoretically, for $1 million in sales. All right. Now, let's go to the next one. And this is about the calls and emails that you need to make. How many calls and emails are unique for one suspect? Again, you're going to need, right here, 160 suspects. And you'll know here that there's a 10% conversion rate, a little bit lower. So we're going for every 10 calls we make, time 160 suspects, you need to make 1,600 calls. Now, this number really isn't overwhelming because this might be repeat calls, things like that, and this is over a course of a year. So again, 1,600 calls needed for 1 million in sales. And basically, again, you have 1,600 calls, which equates to 160 suspects, and then backwards right through the prospects into the closed deals. So again, like I said, this is not that much over a year. You have 1,600 calls for 1 million sales. And if you break this out, and again, I said over 48 weeks, 5 days per week, that's only about 1,600 calls equals about 6 per day. So that's not really, that taxing. And again, with this, you can actually do the 6 calls per day. You might send 6 emails out on one day and 6 follow-up calls the next day, which gives me plenty of time to work on a lot of the follow-up accounts and things like that. So again, hopefully this makes sense. If you have 1,600 calls, that'll equate to 160 suspects, which will equate to 40 prospects, back to 10 deals. And this is what the whole funnel looks like. So again, with the funnel pipeline, if you put 1,600 calls and or 1,600 phone calls into the pipeline, that'll equate out to 160 suspects, break down to 40 prospects, and your funnel totals $1 million. Now, you can adjust this if you get really, really good at closing accounts and realize you only need 2 for every one, then you need half these amount. But that's basically, what I've done for this. So hopefully this makes sense. And also, I just want to leave you with a quick quote that I heard once from Robert Herjavec. Hopefully I pronounced it correctly in Shark Tank. The interesting thing about sales is that you have to know where not to waste your time. I mean, this is just so meaningful to me. I mean, I've always done this and I go, that's it, that's capitalized, because I know so many people are running around circles working on the wrong type of accounts. I'd rather not be working any accounts than working on the wrong accounts. So it's a little bit intuitiveness, it's a little bit repeat exposures that you've had and repeat experiences that you go, oh, wait a minute, I'm going along the right path with this, or no, I'm not going on the right path with that. So again, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you saw, if you'd be so kind to give me a thumbs up, that'd be fantastic. If you've got any questions, criticisms, jokes, any of that stuff, please feel free to leave a comment in the notes below. Thanks again, and I'll be putting together video 6 real soon. Thanks again.